Well, during my high school days at Dillard High School, I learned that most of the blacks were either preachers or teachers. But I said to myself, I think somebody need to go in the legal area and come back home so that these black kids can see that you can go into another area other than teaching, preaching, or medicine. I had no transportation, and I had no way to get through the courthouse. But fortunately, my nephew, one of my brother's children, had a bicycle. And believe it or not, that's what I rode to the courthouse. At that time, blacks had to patronize their own people of color. Barbershops, beauty shops, uh, cleaning places, and different other things. Restaurants were owned by blacks, and a lot of blacks did very well, really, because of the segregated system. And to tell you the truth, I would drink out of some of the plain fountains labeled colored and black, but nobody ever said anything to me, or do I know consciously, or something that I could put my finger on, where I was mistreated when I started practicing law, really, because all the judges seemed to be very fair, and I knew when a good decision was made and when it wasn't. Florida was a typical state of itself. Now, as you know, I spent most of my time in Washington, D.C., and uh, you couldn't practice in other states unless it was reciprocated, because in the field of law and when you get your education, you're almost capable of holding a job anywhere, because you'll find lawyers as presidents of colleges, head of big corporations, and participating in almost any high-level profession. You know, when I would sometimes file cases before the clerk of the court, I had one ask me, he said, "You really passed the bar?" And I said, "I certainly did." And he said he did. He was sort of surprised, because during that time, that was the first time you had to take the bar, since law had declared public education illegal. So Florida didn't start giving the bar examination. He was my best friend, and we consulted with each other. We had no problems like that, none whatsoever. In fact, T.J. Reddick's house, or home, was right across from where my sister lived. So he was well known in that community, and we had a wonderful relationship until his death, really, to tell you the truth. I wanted to be the one who at least influenced somehow or the other those who had never seen a black lawyer, in particular from this area, and really rarely did see any black lawyer, because there weren't too many of us in the state of Florida during my time. Well, to tell you the truth, one thing, you didn't know Mordecai Johnson, I know, but Mordecai Johnson was a great preacher and president of Howard University. He always used to say, "Don't hang around Washington." Much as I loved it, go back home and help educate some of your people. You don't have to depend on anybody. You set your own goals and that way you are able to uh, do most anything and participate in any activity or whatever you desire or whatever your good mind leads you to do. I love it. I would say that if it's anything that I would want them to remember from me by is the fact that I went to Dillard High School, and there I was imbued with a talent and a feeling for being proud and black. And I always like to give this man credit for part of my foundation. The elementary school is named after him now. It's Clarence C. Walker. During the time of his principalship at Dillard High School, he always told the black child to get your education and be proud that you're black. Stick your chest out, walk proud, and do your best in everything you do.